Test your light. Test your light. Test your light. Test your light.
Dave's Fried Chicken Pit! Dave's Fried Chicken Picks! Hello, and welcome to week 7 of Dave's Fried Chicken Picks. This week, I'd like to try and start a new segment, so I need one of our viewers to comment in the section below with a question to ask me, and next week I'll answer your question. So go ahead and ask me a question in one of the comments below. Thanks. This week, I'm eating D's Wings, and I got the Mojo, which is Hawaiian barbecue with an island spice. Not quality. That's good stuff. Well, let's get out in the fresh air and see what some of our top stories are this week. Some of our top stories this week include the NFL's new fines and possible suspensions for illegal hits. Where's the gray area between a hit that's too illegal and a hit that deserves a penalty, or something that's defenseless and not defenseless? This has been a hotly debated topic all week. Other stories include the Sunday night game where Green Bay and Minnesota play, and anytime Brett Favre goes back to Green Bay, you know the media will be all over that. And what is going on with the Dallas Cowboys? This is a team people thought could be Super Bowl contenders, and instead, the Cowboys have only one win. Gosh, we got a lot on our plate for Week 7. The New England Patriots enter Week 7 as an underdog against the San Diego Chargers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why? Well, it makes sense. The Chargers are 2-0 at home and 0-4 on the road, and this game is in San Diego. And the Chargers have outscored opponents tremendously when they play at home. Unfortunately for them, Malcolm Floyd is out this week, so they're going to lose their deep threat, and Antonio Gates has missed 2 practices with a toe injury. Even if Gates does play, without their deep threat and Malcolm Floyd, the Patriots will double cover Gates all game, and I don't think San Diego's team is going to be able to stop the Patriots. These teams play each other a lot, and the Patriots usually come out with the upper hand. I think they win this one in a squeaker. That's an upset, going with the Patriots this week. Arizona plays at Seattle this week. Seattle, they came through as my upset pick of the week last week. This week, they're a favorite against Arizona. Arizona's a team that I don't think is as bad as most people think, but it's hard to go with a team with a rookie quarterback and a defense that tends to struggle. Seattle has played great at home all season, and I expect that to continue with a win this week. We have 2 extremely lopsided games on the schedule this week. The Buffalo Bills, who are winless on the season, travel to Baltimore to play a Ravens team that lost a heartbreaker last week. Buffalo won't have a chance. Baltimore is going to take it easily. And Cleveland travels to New Orleans. The Browns, Peyton Hills, you never know. That guy's got bones growing in his muscles. What is with that? He might not be able to play, but Drew Brees will be able to play, and the Cleveland Browns can't stop the pass. The Saints taking the win in that one. Those games are easy. Kansas City lost a heartbreaker last week against a Houston team when they were up 10 in the 4th quarter. Come on, Kansas City. But I hope you get things started against a Jacksonville team that is in disarray. David Garrard went out last week, and Trent Edwards came in, didn't do much better. They do have Maurice Jones-Drew, but I think Kansas City can stop the run. I think this game plays well into their hands, and the Chiefs are going to take another step forward in the AFC West with a win this week. The Denver Broncos play the Oakland Raiders this week. Denver gave the Jets a great run last week, and I think they're going to give an even better run to an Oakland Raiders team that is a little discombobulated on offense. Jason Campbell was terrible last week, as we expected, because he's always terrible. And he'll probably lose his starting job this week, and then when Gronkowski isn't that good, they'll put Campbell back in next week. Oakland, I have no idea what you're doing on offense. The Broncos, they can't run the ball, but at least they can do one thing good, and that's pass. And they're going to pass all over the Raiders, and the Broncos, they're going to win the game. The Steelers play Miami this week, and as much as it pains me to say this, as a Patriots fan, the Steelers might be the best team in the league. The Dolphins have only lost 2 games all season. They've both been in division games with a challenging AFC East. The Dolphins are definitely a respectable team, but Pittsburgh really has something going. They can throw the ball deep, they can throw in the mid-range, they can run, and they certainly can play defense. And I think the Steelers get another win. This one will be a close game, but the Steelers play a lot of close games, and they seem to pull it out in the fourth quarter like most good teams do. Cincinnati is playing in Atlanta this week. The Bengals have been an up-and-down team, and so have the Falcons. Some people think that the Falcons are going to be a great playoff team this year, but I don't know. They didn't look very good last week against the Eagles. I think the Falcons win this game at home. They play great at home. Always good in the Georgia Dome. The Bengals, tough season. I don't think it gets easier, but they can expose Atlanta's secondary. Still, the Falcons win. A high-scoring game. St. Louis plays at Tampa Bay this week. St. Louis, they're an up-and-down team. The Bucs got killed last week by New Orleans. New Orleans finally played a good game. I think Josh Freeman gets it back on track. The Bucs get the win against the Rams this week. The San Francisco 49ers are 3-point favorites against the Carolina Panthers in Carolina this week. I think the Niners might have gotten the ball rolling with their first win last week. Their owner said they're going to win the division despite starting so poorly. I don't know if I believe that, but I do believe the 49ers will get the win on the road this week. The Washington Redskins are playing at the Chicago Bears this week. This game is a tough one to predict. I mean, both these teams have been up and down. The Redskins will play no defense, and then they'll play a lot of defense. The Bears will score, and then they won't score. But one thing the Bears don't do is they don't block, and it hurt them last week when they lost to Seattle. I think it hurts them this week. The Redskins, I'm going to pick McNabb over Jay Cutler in this game. That's the difference. Going with the Redskins. The Sunday night game is much anticipated. The Minnesota Vikings travel to Green Bay to play the Packers. Brett Favre, I hesitate to know what signs are going to be in the stands for you with these recent allegations of the inappropriate cell phone pictures you took. You've always wanted Lambeau, but I think this week's going to be a little bit different. The Green Bay Packers are playing better. And even though they're a little bit banged up, I think they start to right the ship this week. The NFC North is wide open. Randy Moss is good for one long touchdown, but Aaron Rodgers is good for more than that, and the Packers are going to win this game. The Monday night game has the New York Giants traveling to Dallas to play the Dallas Cowboys, and Vegas has the one-win Cowboys as a favorite. Do they know something? Well, if they do, I don't know what it is, because the Cowboys make turnovers like nobody's business, and that's what the Giants thrive on. I mean, the only game the Giants have looked terrible in this week, they couldn't control the ball. And I think they'll control the ball and the game with their offensive and defensive line this week. Dallas, another loss for Wade Phillips in what is going to be a really disappointing season, probably his last in Big D. I'm not liking the Cowboys this week. Giants, getting the win on Monday night. And finally, the hardest game to decide this week. The Philadelphia Eagles are traveling to Tennessee to play the Titans. 2 teams with inconsistent offenses, and the question is, which one of them is going to come through this Sunday? I think it'll be the Titans. I just don't believe in Kevin Kolb. He had an unbelievable game last week. But the Falcons' secondary is pretty overrated, and he hasn't performed other than that one game. They got a lot of question marks in Philadelphia. I just think this Titans team is a little bit better, just like I feel the AFC is a little bit better than the NFC. That'll come out in this game with 2 evenly matched teams, but the Titans are going to get the game with a running game performance from Chris Johnson. Titans winning.
Dave's Fried Chicken Picks!